Hello everyone. This is the first discussion video on my channel, so tell me if you like this style. Today we're going to be talking about the Oppressor Mark II. It is one of, if not the most controversial vehicle added to GTA Online. I'll be talking about my thoughts and a possible counter, however, feel free to tell me about your own opinions in the comments below. I'll put on some Oppressor Mark II flying gameplay as the background footage. The Oppressor Mark II was a flying motorbike released as part of the After Hour DLC in 2018. It is the Mark II variant of the Oppressor, which was originally released back in 2017. This flying broomstick counts as a bike, allowing MC presidents to spawn it from the interaction menu. It does not have armor at all, taking one homing missile to destroy. To get the infamous homing rockets or additional countermeasures, the Terabyte is required, which is technically a paywall. However, players do not have to own the Terabyte to use the Mark II. The bike travels at about 90 miles per hour when in mid-air, has extremely good tracking homing missile, additional countermeasures and a boost function. Most users use the homing rockets, mainly due to its insane tracking and 60 RPM rocket stam. The Mark II has a limit of 20 missiles before needing to restock. The explosive cannons can fire at about 120 RPM, which is quite bad.
Players have been asking for a counter to the Oppressor Mark II ever since its release. They wanted a homing rocket that could easily take out the Mark II, similar to how the explosive sniper is the fighter jet's most powerful adversary. I personally disagree with this, as this would completely decimate most helis and planes. On paper, this was a good concept. However, Rockstar would probably find a way to mess it up, either making it overpowered or completely useless. I think that removing the Oppressor Mark II's player vehicle lock-on capability would be the most suitable balance. This would make the Mark II completely useless in PvP, but I don't think it belongs in PvP in the first place. Using a flying broomstick is a completely unfair advantage, and it deserves to have its player vehicle lock-on capabilities removed completely. This doesn't mean that users of the Mark II can kill other players. You can still use free aim rockets, which require a lot more skill and practice. This does not negate the Mark II's NPC lock-on capabilities, as many people, myself included, use this vehicle for missions and heist preps. This means that there would be a lot more variety of vehicles, making PvP in the game more fun and engaging. I also think the explosive cannons' fire rate should be buffed so it is more balanced with the missiles. Whilst the sales of the Oppressor Mark II of May decrease, I think this would actually benefit Rockstar, business and community standpoint, in the long run. First of all, Rockstar's ability to listen to the community would be very well received. This would result in the return of inactive players, as well as a more active engagement of current players. Players won't completely stop buying the Oppressor Mark II as it's still incredibly useful for missions. If Rockstar also buffs the explosive cannons, it would an actual viable option, more shark card money. This change would result in more variety of vehicles when engaged in a player-to-player combat. Instead of buying an Oppressor Mark II, the Nightclub and the Terabyte, players may consider purchasing the Mark II for missions, a Hunter, air-to-ground superiority, a Hydra, dogfight, and an Insurgent pickup custom. Sure, players could have bought all of these vehicles without a nerf in the Oppressor Mark II's missiles, but the Oppressor could do everything on this list. It could take out ground targets, destroy helis and most jets. Now that its missiles are nerfed, there is more of an incentive to buy these other vehicles. There is still a reason to buy the Oppressor Mark II, as it can be helpful in missions. This would definitely increase the variety of vehicles, as well as shark card purchases. There are tons of complaints about the Oppressor Mark II. So far, all they've done is created a cooldown to use the Oppressor Mark II again. This has proven to help a bit in the escalating situations. Rockstar, being Rockstar, probably won't remove the Mark II's player lock-on capabilities. However, what is more realistic is them decreasing the tracking ability of the missiles. This would harm the Mark II's usefulness in missions, which was probably an unintended side effect.
This is the problem with adding futuristic vehicles in GTA. It doesn't belong here. This was supposed to be a believable, fun world to play around in. Now, it has become like a second job, with toxic tryhards and cargo griefers, many of which utilize the Mark II's missiles to their maximum capabilities. Removing the Mark II's player lock-on capability would be the most viable option, as adding a homing launcher would destroy all helies and pretty much mark the end of all Oppressor Mark II's, which Rockstar needs for its sales. This is not a permanent solution. The Mark II can still kill player ground targets with ease. This would just stop the cargo and vehicle griefing for a short time while Rockstar makes some more permanent solutions. A homing launcher isn't a bad idea, but I feel like it would also be abused. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section down below.